to the United States, talking about the United States politics. Leaked text messages from private group chats involving the United States politicians and parties, different parties, talking about the Republican and the Democratic members of both the U.S. parties, have exposed the racist and violent language, sparking outrage, resignations, and renewed debate about the culture of online political spaces in the U.S. The messages obtained by Politico and National Review revealed slurs against Black people, anti-Semitic remarks, praise for Adolf Hitler, and references to political violence. And I'll say the revelations raise concerns about the normalization of hate speech and extreme ideology in American politics. More than 2,900 pages of messages reviewed by Politico show that a group of young Republican leaders exchanged racist and anti-Semitic comments between January and August. The New York Young Republicans Club was later disbanded by the state's GOP Executive Committee, and several members lost leadership positions. Now, in another case, National Review reported that Democratic candidate Jay Jones, seeking to become Virginia's top law enforcement officer, sent a 2022 text suggesting violence against Republican rival. Jones has since apologized. A new poll shows his support has dropped sharply. President Donald Trump's nominee for a federal watchdog post, Paul Ingrassia, also withdrew his this week after messages surfaced in which he described himself as having a Nazi streak. His lawyer claimed the texts were manipulated or taken out of context. But is that true? Experts in political discourse say the leaks expose how private digital platforms create an illusion of safety and intimacy. Encrypted group chats often give participants a false sense of trust, even though digital messages remain permanent and vulnerable to exposure. Observers note that the rise of edgelord culture, a trend where individuals use shocking or taboo language to assert identity or relevance, has blurred the boundary between humor, hate, and political loyalty. Such rhetoric, once confined to the internet's fringes, now appears in mainstream political conversations. And that's the shift we are seeing in the political landscape in America today. Analysts also link the shift to the influence of social media and political leaders who use provocative language to energize their base. Critics argue that rhetoric, once considered unacceptable before 2017, has gradually entered public discourse, reshaping norms of political communication. As the fallout continues, civil society groups have urged political leaders to condemn hate speech within their ranks and strengthen accountability systems. The controversies have led to multiple firings, resignations, and the loss of party positions. Across the 2,900 pages of leaked messages, participants referred to Black people using racial slurs and made violent references to gas chambers. At least 2 members involved have apologized publicly, while party officials described the behavior as disgraceful and contrary to party values. The revelation raises key questions. What drives political figures to express hate-filled views in private forums? And how does digital communication reshape the boundaries of responsibility and trust in American politics? As the United States heads toward another election cycle, the leaks have deepened concerns about how online culture, anonymity, and polarization are influencing the moral fabric of each political class. Now, moving on over to Madagascar. In Madagascar, we are having a breaking news right here. Madagascar's President Rajoelina's citizenship as former aide has held in money laundering probe. Madagascar's former president, Andry Rajoelina, has been stripped of his citizenship after fleeing the country amid youth-led protests and a military coup earlier this month. The move came as his former advisor and businessman, Maminaina Ravatomanga, was arrested in Mauritius on allegations of laundering more than $160 million through assets in the country. Authorities in Mauritius confirmed that Ravotomanga was detained by police and officials of the Financial Crimes Commission (FCC) while seeking medical treatment at a private clinic in Port Louis. The FCC said the arrest was linked to assets suspected to represent proceeds of criminal activity. Ravotomanga, who left Madagascar shortly after Rajolina's departure, remains under investigation. His lawyer, Siddhartha Hawaldar, confirmed his client's arrest but declined to comment on the charges. We see that this case and this situation, this story follows what we are saying, that Rajolina's downfall followed weeks of nationwide demonstrations over power shortages, rising living costs, and corruption. His government collapsed when an elite military unit seized power, forcing him to flee the country, claiming threat to his life. The new administration announced that Rajolina had been stripped of Malagasy citizenship after it was confirmed he had acquired French nationality in 2014 in violation of national law. Coup leader Michael Randrianirina was sworn in as interim president on October 17, pledging to restore stability and organize elections within 2 years. Rajolina's current whereabouts remain unknown. Well, as this news unfold, we'll definitely bring you up to speed with the stories as they unfold. With this, we'll be heading over to groundbreaking reports coming from the home front with Star Smart.